Welcome, and it's summer outside and baseball on the TV. Jays are ahead of Washington. It's also the Arizona game against San Diego. San Diego's up 6-2 as I'm recording this, so that's good. San Diego getting off to a good start to the season. It's interesting. So I haven't done a Jersey Christmas on this channel in a long time, and I got a package right here from Van City Sports. I would also like to thank the subscriber who messaged me to say, hey, they've got the Montreal barber pole jersey on their site. The thing was, that was a sweater. So while Van City Sports does have that, and it's not egregiously expensive, when you look up that barber pole jersey, it is expensive. The reality is that the sweaters, I really don't wear them. Those warm, thick sweaters, I can wear those during basically December or January. I have a Bruins sweater. I really don't wear it. So, but what I did do is I thought, all right, so if they've got that Montreal one, that's new. They must have something else that's new. So I put in an order when I saw some stuff that was new. And in two cases, these are replacements. Because as jerseys get older, sometimes they're just beyond fixing. Or, in this case, bam. All right. So the Oilers, this is probably my favorite Oilers design. And for anybody who goes, hey, you had that in the jersey collection videos. Yep, I have this in an extra large. So it's nice to have it, brand new. The tags are right here, CCM. And, yeah, I do much prefer the copper and red. I apologize. I know there's a lot of Oiler fans that like the current design. I just think that's much sharper. So, yeah, I just think that's a much sharper design. So, yeah, Oilers. This is actually a medium rather than the extra large that I have. Now, I've been asked before about pointing out differences between different manufacturers. So this is the Coho jersey. This is the CCM jersey. The nice thing is they both have the stretchy neckline. This one's a medium, this one's an extra large. They are somewhat different. The logo's made different. This one here, there's embroidery all the way around there. This one, it's just the lettering. So they are made somewhat different. I'm not gonna. This one comes out of the collection, and this one goes in its place because it's nice to have a jersey that fits. There are plenty of times where I look at a jersey and go, man, I like that. But, I mean, I can wear it in a video, but out in public, if I wear this, it's down to my knees. So, this is part of the reason why I haven't really done a video where I get into the specifics and the differences between the brands, because there's not huge differences. There really isn't. So, like I said, the logo is a little bit different in how it's made for this one than it is for this one, but it's nothing major, and I'm just glad I finally found one in my size. I had found one a month ago. Or 2 months ago now, I think, that was in my size. That was a CCM and everything was fine. But then when I got it, this was actually screen printed on. And so basically like a vinyl. It was like the youth size jerseys you get, or the ones you'd get at Zeller's back in the day. And yeah, this is a much better article. This is fantastic. And pause. All right, next up is another one. I had to replace this one. So here is the brand new, again, it's CCM. They're all CCM jerseys. Boston Bruins with the Bears on the sleeve. Now, I replaced the black one I had with one from Ben H Sports that has Bork on the back. Fantastic. And I had to replace this one because it's a starter. So for people who look up jerseys online, and I don't know how well the camera is going to show this, I can definitely do an Instagram post as well and show them side by side. But the logos I find on the starter, they just lift off and they separate, and they don't really look that sharp. Whereas with the CCM, I find it's a sharper looking logo. Again, the material is almost exactly the same. The design's pretty much the same. The logo's in better shape. And with this one, Yvonne's been working on this one basically since I met her. There's a large run in the jersey here. Again, I'll post the pictures on Instagram. You guys can see. I got this jersey over 20 years ago. It has seen better days. This one's a medium. This one's a medium as well. So size-wise, I'm basically trading in exactly the same size from one to the other. Let's verify with the sleeves that it's basically the same size. But yeah, you can, again, I'll post it to Instagram. YouTube _ the hockey guy. And that's my Instagram. And I'm really, really glad that I'm replacing this one. Because again, the logo, Yvonne actually had to reattach this logo. And there's stains on this that she can't get out. She's tried many times over. And it's part of that's why I don't wear this jersey. This is also part of the reason why when I do the jersey rankings, this jersey's down towards the bottom. Because the quality of the jersey I have is down towards the bottom. And so now that really won't be a problem. So those were two that I needed. One in the Edmonton that was in my size. And I definitely needed to replace the other one because it's hurting. And again, if I go out in public wearing this, people are going to be like, oh, look at that jersey. Do you need $5 or something? Because that jersey's got snags all over, and there's that giant run in it, and there's stains on the front. How much spaghetti did you eat while you were wearing that? And it's been that way for a very long time. And we're going to pause again. Now, this last one I'd given up on finding anywhere. I really had, and I'm not sure how Van City Sports is still getting in CCMs because these are getting harder and harder to find. That's the other part where it's like, okay, this one's a medium, and this is it's got the secondary on the shoulder, and of course the silver here on the sleeves, and underneath here, your red, your white, and you got your flags, and all of that, red and black on the neckline, and of course I have a Reebok, which has the red line around it. Everything else is very, very similar. I wanted to do a video for a while on jerseys that updated and made changes that are very, very, very small, almost barely noticeable. We talked about that in a live stream today on Patreon with members. That I've wanted to do a video on that for a while. And yeah, it's one of those things where there's very few changes between the CCM and the Reebok. I wanted the CCM because I know I can't find it anywhere else. So it's one of those things where it's like, they're not making brand new CCMs with NHL logos on them. The throwbacks are being made by Fanatics. I saw that this past year with the Fishermen for the New York Islanders. It's too bad. And again, the logos are mildly different between the CCM and the Reebok and how they're made. The CCM one, and again, I will definitely take the pictures, post it on Instagram. But there's more sparkling in this fabric on this one and the logo around it than there is on the Reebok. It's a minor difference. But it's fun to look at. It's one of those things where in collecting these, it's kind of a fun differentiation between the jerseys. And yeah. The flags on the bottom, I think, are made the same way. Yes. And it's another Carolina. So that way I have, the next time I do something jersey related with Carolina, I can say this was from when they first came in, and then they added the red to the shoulder for when they went over to the Reeboks, and they added the NHL logo. I'm still torn on the NHL logo in the middle of jerseys. I'm still torn. I'm not a huge fan of the NHL logo in the middle of jerseys. But, yeah, there you go. So, in terms of collection, there are still jerseys that I know I need to replace. There are still jerseys that I know, whether it's a sizing issue, like the Oilers one there, or it's just the jersey's over 20 years old and it's ratty and it needs to be replaced, like that Bruins there. Or in this case, I just found one that I never had, which is the original Carolina CCM, which is tremendous fun. And then at some point I can do videos with those as well. So I wanted to do the unboxing video here. Again, it's through Van City Sports. I've talked about them before. In terms of these jerseys, it's $140 Canadian on their site for CCM jerseys. And, it's one of those things that I look at and I say, you know what, they're going to disappear fast. There were, I think, 2 jerseys on there a couple months ago that I said, well, I'll go back and think about getting that later, and they both sold out immediately. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's going to disappear. And based on what I've seen with their site, I don't know if they only get 1 or 2 of each size, or maybe they only get like a certain size, but they're legit. They're good jerseys, and when you consider the Adidas are $200, and between the CCM and an Adidas, there's a difference, but honestly, I do like the CCMs. I think it'd be fun to go through my collection at some point and talk about the Cohos, the CCMs, the starters, and go through my collection. But honestly, I'm trying to replace as many starters as possible. I am honestly trying to replace as many of the starter jerseys as possible. So consider this kind of a buyer beware too. If you're on eBay and somebody's selling a starter, try to make sure it's as unworn as possible, because the logos they bubble and they separate and they can look really, well, not fantastic. So anyways, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all of your support along the way. I hope you're staying cool today as I'm trying to. Wearing the bench clearers tank and my... the funny thing is I refer to this as my Bruce Campbell burn notice shirt, and so the fact that a subscriber, when I wore this on the Entertainment Guy, made the connection right away, I thought, man, that's fantastic. So, because at some point we're gonna have a Halloween, right? So if I could dress up like Bruce Campbell in burn notice, that would work. And then I could just sort of let everything go going into that. Maybe I could combine like burn notice and Evil Dead. But anyways, there you go. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.